Okay, so today I'll be interviewing y'all about some eutrophication questions. So, what do you say is the biggest challenge in managing eutrophication today?
I feel like the biggest challenge in managing eutrophication in modern times is the excessive nutrient runoff from agriculture and wastewater, making it difficult to regulate.
Okay, so can you just explain what eutrophication is? Because I'm kind of confused.
So essentially, eutrophication is the over-enrichment of water with nutrients. So there's too much nutrients in the water, like nitrogen and phosphorus, and so this leads to algae growth. And so this can be caused by runoff, wastewater discharge, and industrial use.
Okay, so that sounds kind of dangerous. What are the environmental risks of eutrophication? And what are its good and bad points?
Oh, okay. So the environmental risks are that it can lead to algal blooms, oxygen depletion, and it can kill a lot of fish and harm their health. And some ways to prevent it is to reduce fertilizer use, which would reduce runoff, and by improving wastewater treatment and using buffer zones. Those are methods of preventing it.
Okay, so the agricultural runoff, how does that contribute to eutrophication?
So agricultural runoff contributes to eutrophication. Agricultural runoff contributes to eutrophication. It's good because it increases crop yield by fertilizing fields. However, excessive nutrients wash into water bodies, which fuel algal blooms.
Okay, so phosphorus solution, why is it hard to manage, and what are some solutions to it?
So phosphorus pollution is pretty hard to manage because it binds to soil and persists for decades. And then some solutions is a phosphate-free detergent and better manure management and wetland restoration. These are all ways you can combat phosphorus pollution.
All right, so algal bloom, what even is that, and how does that relate to eutrophication?
So algal blooms are rapid algae growth on top of the surface of water due to the excessive nutrients, and so that's a key sign of eutrophication. It leads to a bunch of dead zones created in the water, which kill and suffocate the aquatic life there.
Okay, that makes sense. So hypoxia, what is that, and why should we worry about that in aquatic ecology?
So hypoxia is a low oxygen in water, and it is a very significant concern because it suffocates aquatic life and it can create dead zones.
Oh, okay. So, back to eutrophication. How does that affect the biodiversity in water bodies, and what can we do about it?
So basically what Sashi said, it reduces oxygen, which kills fish and disrupts the ecosystems. A solution to that would be reducing nutrient runoff, restoring wetlands, and regulating pollution sources.
Okay. All right, so what are some innovative ways people are combating eutrophication around the world?
So some innovative ways to combat eutrophication are bioreactors and Rion said, kind of restoring wetlands or creating artificial wetlands, and precision agriculture and algae harvesting for biofuel.
Okay, so overall, I'm hearing eutrophication is pretty good, right? So how can we encourage more people to reduce their contribution to eutrophication? Everything.
So one big way to reduce it is through informing people such as ourselves, through public education, providing incentives for sustainable farming so nutrient runoff doesn't go into the water, and promoting eco-friendly products.
I'm sorry, I mean, it sounds pretty bad, so how are we going to get it? But, what do you think about the dead zones notions? What are those, and how can we address the large-scale eutrophication problem?
So my thoughts on ocean dead zones are that they're a really serious ecological issue caused by excess nutrients, and solutions include stricter regulations, wetland restoration, and better waste management.
So the Clean Water Act, what is that, and how we manage water quality in the United States?
So the impact of the Clean Water Act is that it reduced point source pollution, which is pollution that can be easily seen and prevented, and it improved wastewater treatment, and it set water quality standards for everyone to follow.
Okay, so a question that I created myself was, how does climate change affect eutrophication?
So with warmer waters will essentially boost algal growth, which will lead to extreme weather, and that increases runoff. So that makes management even harder because there's going to be more runoff due to the warmer weather.
Oh, okay. All right. And my last question that I have for you is the role of wetlands in preventing eutrophication. What is that?
So essentially, wetlands act like a filter, and it traps excess nutrients before it reaches the water body. So it essentially is a natural way of preventing eutrophication.
Well, thank you both very much. And do you have any last final thoughts about eutrophication? Thank you so much for doing this interview.